Unit 8.3.6, that means 8th grade math, Unit 3, Lesson 6. And these are the practice problems. Yay! Problem number 1. Explain what the slope and intercept mean in each situation. Okay, we've been working on slope and intercepts. Intercept means the y-intercept, by the way. So if there's a graph and it doesn't start at 0, say it starts at some point right here, that's the y-intercept. We call that the intercept. And the slope of the line is the rise over the run, also known as the rate or some ratio that describes the the linear relationship, not proportional, linear. This is a linear relationship. Okay, 1a. A graph represents the perimeter y in units for an equilateral triangle with side length x units. The slope of the line is 3 and the y-intercept is 0. Oh, the y-intercept is 0. Oh, this is a proportional relationship because the y-intercept is 0. The slope of the line is 3. Well, first let's just draw a picture of this situation. It says an equilateral triangle with side length x. Now, what is the perimeter of this triangle? Equilateral triangles have equal side lengths. So the perimeter, I'm going to write P, but our problem calls it y. Anyway, the perimeter is going to be x plus x plus x. That is the perimeter around this triangle. Or we could just say 3x. Okay? A graph represents the perimeter y. So they're calling the perimeter y. Oh, I don't need to write that though. Sorry. For an equilateral triangle with side lengths x units. The slope of the line is 3 and the y-intercept is 0. Okay, so what does the slope of the line mean? If it's y equals 3x, that means when x equals 1, y equals 3. When x equals 2, y equals 6 because of the slope of the line. That is the rate that the perimeter increases for every increase in side length. And that makes sense because we just derived it over here, an equilateral triangle. The perimeter equals 3 times the side length. So the rate in this problem is the rate that the perimeter increases for every increase in side length. Let me write that down. It could also be the ratio of perimeter to side length. Let me use that, not rate, but ratio. This one's really a ratio. Ratio of perimeter to side length. There we go. Okay, good job. And then what does the y-intercept mean? It says the y-intercept is equal to 0. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because when x equals 0, of course the perimeter is also going to be equal to 0. So that would start at 0.00. It's not like this triangle already has some perimeter even without side length. Okay, so let me write that. The intercept is 0 because when the side length is 0, the perimeter is 0. I mean, think about it. If you have a triangle with no side length, it would be just like a dot or something. Like here's a dot. That's the triangle. There. Let's keep going. Okay, next one. Explain what the slope and y-intercept mean. The amount of money y in a cash box after X tickets are purchased for carnival games. The slope of the line is 1/4 and the x-intercept is 8. Okay, so if I write the equation, it's y equals the slope 1/4 times x plus the intercept, which is 8. So what do those mean in this problem? I think 1/4 must be the price per ticket. I think price per ticket And they already had 8 in the cash box. Because this says Y is the amount of money in the cash box. So if they sold 0 tickets, then they would have had $8 to begin with in the cash box. And this X, the slope of the line, I'm sorry, not this X, the slope of the line here must be the price per ticket because it's multiplied by the tickets. And when you buy 2 tickets, the price goes up to 1/4. It's very cheap tickets, aren't they? It must be like $1/4 each. 1 ticket is 25 cents. Okay, well, let's type in our answers. Go ahead and pause the video and type in your answer for this one. Next, explain the slope and y-intercept. The number of chapters read, y is the number of chapters read after x number of days. The slope of the line is 5/4, and the y-intercept is 2. I'm going to try to sketch this one. The y-intercept is like 1, 2, maybe here. And of course, my pen stops. I hate this computer pen sometimes. It's not reliable. Look, I'm scribbling on the screen. Oh, there it goes. And the slope of the line is 5, up 5, and over 4. Up 5 and over 4. So something like that. So if the y-intercept is 2, what would that mean? Let's write our equation. Y is the chapters read after x days. The slope is 5/4. So if it's 5/4 times x days, then I think that's how many chapters per day. And the y-intercept is 2. So if there's no days, if x equals 0, if no days have occurred, then that means at the very start, y equals 2. 2 chapters were read initially. 2 chapters were read from the very start because we've got this y-intercept here. I'm going to help you with this one. 2 chapters were already finished from the start, from day 1. From day 0. Let me say that. Not from the start. From day 0. Okay. And then the slope here, this 5/4, well, we're multiplying that by the number of days, and the answer is y, number of chapters read. So that must be chapters per day multiplied by the number of days, plus the 2 that you already started with. The slope is the rate of chapters read per day. I got it. Okay, let's try the next one. The graph shows the cost in dollars, y, so y is dollars, the cost in dollars of a muffin delivery and the number of muffins, x, ordered. Okay, so x is the number of muffins that you order, and y is the cost in dollars for the whole delivery. Got it. The slope of the line is 2, and the y-intercept is 3. Ooh, this reminds me of the pizza problem from last week. Any ideas? Let me write the equation out. So the equation is going to be that the cost of delivery equals 2 times the number of muffins ordered plus y-intercept is 3, so plus 3. So what could that mean? 2 is probably the price per muffin because x is the number of muffins. Y is the total cost. X is the number of muffins. So I think number 2, $2, that's the price per muffin. And then what is this 3? Well, let's see. Even if you ordered no muffins, you would have to pay $3. Must be a delivery fee. I guess they have a delivery fee, right? Sounds like it. If you don't order any muffins at all, it's $3 or starts at $3. The cost starts at $3. I think that they have a delivery fee. Okay, I'm going to let you answer this one. Type your answer on the line. And I'm going to keep going. Problem number 2. Customers at the gym pay a membership fee to join and then a fee for each class they attend. Here is a graph that represents the situation. Okay. What does the slope of the line shown by the points mean in this situation? It says cost in dollars and number of classes. So what do you think the slope means? Well, let's go back to fundamentals. Remember that slope of a line equals change in change in y. I'm distracted because my pen wasn't working. Slope in the line equals the change in y per change in x. So in this situation, a change in y is a change in the cost of dollars. So I'm going to use the delta again, a change in the cost of dollars. And the change in x is number of classes. So that is class, number of class. A change in x would be number of classes, like from one point to another. So if you go from 1 to 2, that's one class. That's $80 to $100 on the y-axis. So that's an increase of $20. And then look at the units, that would be one class, because I went from 1 to 2. So that shows you the price per class, $20 per class. Look, if you go from 3 to 4, that's going up by one class. 3 to 4 here is an increase of $20 per class. Okay, type in your answer. And then it says, what does the vertical intercept mean in this situation? Well, they told us that you have to pay a membership fee to join. And what if you took 0 classes? Imagine taking 0 classes. You're already starting at $60. That must be the membership fee before you've taken any classes at all. The line intercepts the y-axis at $60. So what does the vertical intercept mean in this situation? It means you start paying at $60 before you've even taken a single class. Start paying at $60 before even one class. That's the membership fee. Shall I just summarize that again with the membership fee? Okay. Oops. Suddenly my pen was working, so I'm having a little fun writing. Membership fee. Okay. Let me keep going. Remember to pause the video and then do your work. Stop and take notes before you continue. Problem 3. The graph shows the relationship between the number of cups of flour and the number of cups of sugar in Lynn's favorite brownie recipe. Okay, cups of flour, cups of sugar. You know what? I just can't stand not looking at the graph and finding the slope. Okay, so let me do that real quick. It looks like every 2 cups of flour requires 4 cups of sugar. I just have to find that out immediately. 2 cups of flour for every 4 cups of sugar. Okay, I'm happy now. Next, the table shows the amount of flour and sugar needed for Noah's favorite brownie recipe. I'm going to look right here because that looks a little easy for me. It is 2 cups of flour for every 3 cups of sugar. Okay, now I can compare these ratios. So if you have 2 cups of flour in Lynn's recipe, you need 4 cups of sugar. If you have 2 cups of flour in Noah's recipe, you only need 3 cups of sugar. It is less sweet. I probably want to have Lynn's recipe because it has more sugar. Okay, let me keep going. Noah and Lynn buy a 12-cup bag of sugar and divide it evenly to make their recipes. If they each use all their sugar, how much flour do they need? Okay, so it's a 12-cup bag. That means Lynn is going to have 6 cups of sugar to make her recipe. And Noah is also going to have 6 cups of sugar to make his recipe. How much flour does each person need? You're going to need to use ratios to solve this. I'm going to reduce this fraction to help me. For Lynn, 2 cups of flour for every 4 cups of sugar. That equals 1 cup of flour for every 2 cups of sugar. Now I know that 2 goes into 6 3 times. So that means we're going to need 3 cups of flour. I'm just that good at math. So Lynn needs 3 cups of flour. Now you better show me your math. How did you get that answer? 2 goes into 6 3 times. So if it's 1 cup of flour for every 2 cups of sugar, then she's going to need 3 cups of flour. Yeah, did I get that right? I think so. Okay, anyway, it's half. Yeah, half as much sugar. Let me just look at this again. It is half as much sugar, right? Sugar equals 4 cups, flour equals 2. It's half as much flour. Did I say sugar? Half as much flour as sugar. So if she has 6 cups of sugar, she needs half as much flour. It's 3 cups of flour. There's many ways to look at it, so sometimes I just keep on going. What about Noah? Well, if he has 3 cups of sugar, he only needs 2 cups of flour. Well, here he has 6 cups of sugar. So that would be like multiplying this by 2 and this by 2. And then getting an answer. So 3 cups times 2, that equals 6 cups of sugar. 2 cups of flour times 2, that's 4. So 4 cups for every 6. That makes our proportion complete. So Noah needs 4 cups of flour. It's unbelievable that they have so much more sugar than flour. Who made these recipes? Is that right? Twice as much sugar? 1.5 times? I don't know. Okay, anyway, the answer is 4 cups of flour for Noah. Let's keep going. The graph shows the relationship between the number of cups of flour and the number of cups of sugar for Lynn's recipe. Wait a second, this is the same thing again. I think the problem was repeated at the factory where they make these problems. I can edit it and change that. You want to see how I do it? I go to Edit Activity. There. These were made by workers at GeoGebra, but sometimes I find mistakes, so then I go to Edit Activity, and then this was repeated, wasn't it? So I'm going to delete it. Trash. Okay. Save and close. All right, now it's ready for you. See you later. After I put in the videos, it's ready for you, that is. Bye-bye.